I'm gay.
I'm not getting into your suicide pact madness again.
You owe me! If I catch him cheating on me, then I have solid evidence. And I will get 15 million. No family involved.
If you want to have a job done, you have to make it worth the while.
Okay. Everything you'll need is in there.
You promised to deliver.
I just did.
Well, I'm not satisfied with it.
See, I told you I would have the last laugh.
No, let me correct that. There'll be no charges because I didn't kill anyone.
But we have the murder weapon. And legally speaking, you are guilty until I decide on it.
Then why are you releasing me?
That is not important.
Love to know the reason why she changed her mind.
I think I'm losing my mind, Santiago.
The only thing I can tell you is that I'm very hurt with how things went. I am practically family.
Please don't be fooled and never let Mariela be misled. I did not kill Lucia. I would never touch the one woman that I love most in this whole world. I don't want anything that has to do with you.
Arrogance can be very costly, Lisandro.
And so are blackmail and manipulation, Father.
That's the truth. It's always been. She lied to all of us. She's been lying all along.
Lying heart.
To get Romans chapter 10 as your skiza tune on your phone, dial star 811 star 962 hash.
If you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. Romans chapter 10 verse 9.
To get Romans chapter 10, dial star 811 star 962 hash. Star 811 star 962 hash.
Are you an aspiring candidate in the upcoming general elections? Do you want your agenda and manifesto to reach your voters effectively? At KBC, we have the most comprehensive and credible online platform that has profiles of all prospective candidates. Log on to www.kbc.co.ke/2022 aspirants and let Kenyans know more about you, your past achievements, your manifesto, and your development agenda once you get elected to office. What's more, the website is easy to navigate. We will create your profile, post pictures and short videos with your campaign messages at affordable hosting fees. Log on to www.kbc.co.ke/2022 aspirants today and establish your brand authority as we lead towards the forthcoming general elections.
Thank you for creating time for us. A very warm welcome to the Lunchtime News. My name is Irene Mchuma Odim. On sign language interpretation, we have Byron Abule. Political leaders continue to traverse the country ahead of the August 9th general election. We have our able teams on the ground. We are live on all our social media platforms at KBC Channel 1. Do interact with us. 156 days to the next general elections. Deputy President William Ruto said he will accept the August 9th presidential results. Speaking at Mount Calvary Baptist Church, Maryland, USA, Ruto also called on Azimio la Umoja movement to accept the outcome of the elections. The Deputy President acknowledged the contribution of Kenyans in the diaspora to the economy of Kenya.
These are extraordinary times, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, very extraordinary times. We have seen things that are not normal. We have seen serious political exclusion, and we have seen growing economic exclusion.
I want to tell you, I know Kenyans out here are concerned about the elections. Let me give you our undertaking that we will do our part to ensure that we have free, fair, and peaceful elections. We will have peaceful elections if our friends commit that they will accept the results and the outcome of the elections and accept the will of the people of Kenya to prevail.
Nairobi woman representative Esther Passaris wants the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission to summon Deputy President William Ruto over claims of intimidation and rigging ahead of the August 9th general election. According to Passaris, the DP's claims of intimidation and rigging of the general election will erode public confidence on the election. Passaris says all politicians must be held accountable for their pronouncements and the law must not be seen to be applied selectively.
Sababu Ruto amefika America na delegation kubwa akitumia state resources na anaenda kusema elections will be stolen. Sisi kama ODM tumesema free, fair, credible elections imekuwa ngumu, au kama haingekuwa ngumu baba angekuwa ashafika urais. Pale kuna shida tunafanya interventions, na hiyo ndio Raila Amolo Odinga. Hatuendi sasa Ulaya alafu tunaenda kwa America na tunasema elections zitaibiwa. Chebukati amka, kama elections zitaibiwa wewe ndio uko na shida. Tunataka kujua shida yako iko wapi. I love you so. I love you.
And as political leaders continue to traverse the country ahead of the August 9th general election, the Democratic Party of Kenya is in the county of Nairobi and currently they're having a press briefing. Let's cross over and listen in.
We are talking, look at those correlations. Look at when we say it in terms of percentage-wise. You hear that one of the correlations has around 30% of the voters. The other one has 32. So if you add the two, that comes to around 65%. That tells you there is a 35% of Kenyans that do not have where to go. And this is in Democratic Party. So with 35%, we are ahead of the other coalitions.
Yeah, my name is Vincent Afanda. I work for Radio Station.
Yes.
I'm just seeking for clarity. Should one of the coalitions approach your flag bearer, presidential flag bearer, that's going to join him, will you consider him as having contravened the party's resolution not to form any coalition?
Oh, well, according to the party constitution, if he negotiates with other parties, other coalitions rather, he will actually have to call another delegates convention for the party to allow him to go to that, to join other coalition.
And actually during the NDC, our presidential candidate stated that we are only open to negotiations after post-election, not pre.
Maybe a final one. You said that if there are parties out there that you are like-minded, they should come on board and join you. Now, the question is, how should these parties come on board? Should they dissolve and join DP, or is DP willing to form coalition with like-minded parties?
Well, when we say that the doors are open, is that when you have somebody who believe in what, because we are going to roll out what we want to do to the country, what we have done, what our first chairman, the former president, did. If we are going to have somebody who is going to get into his shoes, there are people maybe who do not know what we stand for. If they come, we just ask them to join us.
Democratic Party of Kenya saying they are not intending to support any other presidential candidate, but they'll be fielding a candidate to presidency in the August 9th general election. My colleague Kevin Washira is with the delegation. Be sure to catch up with him in our subsequent bulletins at 7 and 9 for comprehensive news item. Still on a political note, former Labour Chief Administrative Secretary Patrick Ole Ntutu's gubernatorial bid got a major boost after Governor Samuel Tunai endorsed him as his preferred successor, while urging the Narok residents to stop gambling with the county leadership by electing good leaders. Tunai said Ntutu has been tried and tested and is up to the task.
The Narok County gubernatorial race has taken a new twist after Governor Samuel Tunai named the former Labour Chief Administrative Secretary Patrick Ole Ntutu as his preferred successor. The governor said he will be happy to leave the seat to a person who will accomplish his legacy for the people of Narok.
Tumesema familia Ntutu inajulikana. Baba yake ile kazi alifanya, ndugu yake senata ile kazi alifanya, na kwa hivyo tulipost wakati tunasema ya kwamba Ntutu ndio wawe governor baada ya mimi. Ni kwa sababu tunajua baada ya hiyo tarehe 9 ako na sera yake, lakini moja muhimu, that the whole county itakuwa pamoja.
Meanwhile, Mwende Gatabaki Ndii, wife to economist David Ndii, becomes the latest woman to vie for Kiambu gubernatorial seat to battle it out with the current governor James Nyoro. Mwende threw her cup in the ring, outlining her agenda, ranging from improving dairy farming, investing in the youth, and economic empowerment.
My 3 key agendas after uniting the people of Kiambu is the first one, economy. We must grow the economy of Kiambu. Kiambu used to lead. Kiambu used to be a leader. It used to lend the national government money and resources. We've gone way back.
Elsewhere, Bishop-elect of Butere Anglican Diocese Grace Rose Okeno has urged politicians to refrain from bad utterances during campaigns. The prelate noted that a section of politicians could create a storm in the country.
Nchi hii iko katika hatari kwa sababu kunayo matamshi ambayo wanasiasa ndugu zangu na dada zangu wanatumia ambayo yanaweza kutuelekeza katika hatari kama nchi. Na tunatazama yanayotendeka kule Ukraine na Russia na vile vita watu wanapopigana, nchi inapochafuka, hatari iliyoko.
Finally, Nairobi-based prominent lawyer George Kithi, contesting for Kilifi County gubernatorial seat, has urged the coastal region politicians and residents to embrace Pamoja African Alliance Party for the benefits it bears to the region.
Politics realignments continue to take shape here in the home country, and undoubtedly it will be interesting to monitor how events unfold ahead of the August 9th general election, and KBC Channel 1 is indeed the place for you to get that coverage. Now to other concerns, shock and grief has hit Daraka village in Juja, Kiambu County after 3 members of the same family died in a fast-spreading fire that gutted their house on Friday morning. Caroline Wamaitha and her 2 children are said to have died when in a sleep when the fire started, with efforts by neighbors to rescue hitting a snag.
Darasha village in Juja, Kiambu County. Residents are still in shock following a Friday morning fire incident that claimed the lives of 3 members of the same family. Caroline Wamaitha, her 9-year-old son Alvin Kio, and her 6-year-old daughter were asleep when the fire started. Efforts by neighbors to rescue the family were futile, with one man who was part of the rescue mission left nursing serious injuries.
Tumekuwa na huzuni mingi sana hapa area hii sababu ya moto ilitokea usiku ambaye tungeweza kuharakisha kuzima, sababu huku hakukuwa na stima miezi 4 na maji yetu ni ya shimo inatokanga kwa tunawekanga stima ndio tupate maji. Kwa hivyo ndio tumekuwa na hii shida kubwa na tumeshikwa na huzuni kubwa sana kwa huyu msichana mdogo na watoto wake kuaga.
The cause of the fire is yet to be established, with residents calling on the government to address a months-long power outage in the area, which they say has forced them to use risky alternatives to light their homes.
Kitu ilitusangaza sana ni hatukujua hii moto ilitokea wapi. Lakini kuhusu bwana juu alikuwa nje, ndio alikuwa anapiga mayo na kusema kujeni poesha moto. Alikuwa anasema ati ni kama kado ama sijui, lakini watu wote wale walikuja walishangaza kujua yeye alikuwa ndani ama alikuwa nje. Na mwanzo wa moto hakuelewa ilitoka wapi.
Sisi kama wakaaji wa hapa tujalala usiku yote, tumelala hapa tukihuzunika. Tunaomba hata serikali yetu itusikie na ituwekee stima.
The residents have called on well wishers to help them with the burial plans.
Tungetaka tu watu wa hapa Darasha atusaidie, hata watu wengine, sababu hiyo kukufiwa na watu 3 sio kitu kidogo.
For Lunchtime News, I'm Safin Aching Oma.
State Department for Gender Chief Administrative Secretary Jebi Kilimo has called on the protection of the boy child following the increased cases of sodomy. This follows an incident where boys, 9 of them from a school in Narok, claim they were sodomized by a man well known to them.
Cases of sexual harassment on children continue to rise in the country, with 9 boys from a school in Narok now claiming they have been sodomized by a well-known individual from the society.
Na sasa kijana ambaye ameshatulumiwa atakuwa mbaba namna gani kesho? Na sisi mila yetu ambaye ningependa pia tuone namna ya kuongelesha vijana wetu. Tunaambia vijana kangumu kama mwanaume. Wacha kulia.
Robert Olowi, the regional Nakada coordinator, said that most of the boys are lured with drugs before they are sodomized.
We are able to give technical guidance and also involve other key stakeholders like the security agencies, like the Ministry of Education, like TSC.
Parents have been urged to take keen interest in their children, especially now that they have taken a break for the holiday.
Sasa wako sasa mikononi mwao. Waone kwamba hawajaingia kwa madawa ya kulevya. Watoto wetu wasichana waangaliwe kwamba wasiachiliwe hivyo.
The Ministry of Gender have also advised members of the public to use the toll-free number 1195 to get help.
We were able to take some of them through a therapy session where they were able to open up. It was a safe place that we offered, and since we are neutral in terms of they don't know us, they were able to open up.
These kids now know the law. These kids now are able to really stand out for their rights, and that way really we are encouraged by the way they are able to really speak out.
According to police reports, 1 person was arraigned in court in connection with the incident. Ruth Wamboi for Lunchtime News.
You're watching the Lunchtime News. We are taking a short commercial break. We'll be back with more. Stay with us.
There'll be a job opening soon. Really?
Please, I've enrolled in a school. I need the job.
I don't call the shots. It has been decided. What's my rent?
I'll pay.
I'm not getting into your suicide-pact madness again.
You owe me!
If I catch him cheating on me, then I have solid evidence. And I will get 15 million. No family involved.
If you want to have a job done, you have to make it worth the while.
Okay. Everything you'll need is in there. You promised to deliver.
I just did.
Well, I'm not satisfied with it.
See, I told you I would have the last laugh.
Do you have a news story to share with KBC? Get in touch swiftly on email news@kbc.co.ke or call 0723-892-654 or 0734-780-124.
Guys, do you think I've grown any big?
Angie, you are really fat.
Kamene, we don't use that word, especially when you're referring to people age.
Please let us go to the office so that I can confirm.
We can do this after class, right?
But I don't know you. I have not seen your certificates or papers to prove that you are qualified to teach in this institution.
This institution cannot afford my services.
Why? Because you are too old or you are too running.
Miss Becky, you can call me whatever you wish. You can call me baby, whatever that you wish, as long as you are here in the palace of Antebellum.
Thank you for staying with us. Welcome back. You're watching the Lunchtime News. Youth and women in Moyale constituency in Marsabit County have been challenged to audit political aspirants before making their decision on who will represent them during the 2022 general election. Speaking at Abaraza in Moyale, Nairobi-based businessman Eden Sheikh Saleh noted despite the youth being the majority of the population, their interests are not represented. Speaking in Moyale, Nairobi-based businessman Eden Sheikh Saleh urged the youth to come out in their numbers and vote in their preferred candidates, and especially those who will represent the interests of women and youth in the region.
Tunapiga kura kama wengine, tuko na vitambulisho kama wengine, lakini kukuja kwa rasilimali hatupati vile tunataka. Kupewa kazi, majority rules minority.
Tunakaa hapa, lakini wakati ya kura ikifika tunakuja kuombwa. Tunaombwa kila wakati kura. Sisi tunapigia watu ngoma kila wakati, lakini hatupati chochote.
Our youth and women make huge populations and numbers in terms of votes. But when it comes to the table of decision making, they are not included, they are not consulted. So we request the youth and our women, the special group for that matter, to make their choosing wisely.
Saleh, who is being fronted for the deputy governor position in Marsabit County, noted that despite their large numbers, women and youth remain marginalized.
And I want to assure the rest of the country and also our electorate of Marsabit County that we are looking seriously this time round the issue of politics, so that we need to make a calculative move, rethink, reform, and reorganize on how we take politics, so that every community or the 14 tribes of Marsabit County can able to get the fair quota of what they ought to get, regardless of who will be in the county offices.
The community has also pledged to ensure that the electioneering period will be peaceful.
Hakuna kiti cha fulani kabila fulani. Tunataka Marsabit County kukuwe na usalama, tufanye kura kwa amani na utulivu.
Rice production from Mwea irrigation scheme is expected to double following the completion of the multi-billion shillings Thiba Dam in Kirinyaga County. National Irrigation Authority officials say they expect the dam to be filled by heavy rains expected in the country this month. National Irrigation Authority Deputy General Manager for Infrastructure Development, Charles Mwasia, says the area under irrigation will increase from 25,000 acres to 35,000 acres. The 20 billion shillings dam was commissioned in 2018 by President Uhuru Kenyatta as one of key flagship projects to boost food security efforts in the country.
These are works which commenced in 1st March 2018 and which were scheduled for completion around this time. It's a dam which is where we are standing on the embankment, which is complete. It's an embankment where from the ground we have done 41 meters. So we are now reached at that level. What you can see now on our left is the reservoir area. We are going to store 15 million cubics of water, which will be used to support Mwea irrigation project.
When it comes to the dry season, the rice farmers downstream at Thiba or at Mwea irrigation scheme always suffer from the shortage of water. So with Thiba Dam coming in, it will stabilize the river flow. That means the farmers who are farming downstream, especially at Mwea irrigation scheme, will be able to have continuous water throughout the year. They will be able to irrigate the whole year.
The Kenya Maritime Authority has called on coastal legislators to come up with a new law that would favor and benefit locals who have invested in the maritime sector. Speaking at a public meeting in Lamu, chaired by officials from the Maritime Safety Council, the KMA noted that the current laws have been harsh to citizens, especially those who rely on the sea as investors. According to industry stakeholders who attended the meeting, the new rules will reduce the fees charged to boat operators as well as the simplification of rescue services in the event of a sea accident, among other benefits.
Hizi sheria haziathiri endapo zitapitishwa zitamfaidi mwananchi wa Lamu, kwa sababu kwanza kutakuwa na mapunguzo mengi yameweza kupungua kwa lengo la kuweza kuangalia yale maumivu ambayo kwamba alikuwa tukiyapeleka mara kwa mara katika shirika hili la KMA. Kutowaomba wabunge wetu wafanye bidii kuipitisha kwa haraka ili tuweze kupata nafuu kuliko sahihi ya maumivu ambayo tuko nao. Endapo hawatutupitishia, itakuwa watuonyesha wazi kwamba sisi kuwachagua wao haikuwa na faida yoyote, kwamba tumeweka wao bungeni kwa lengo la kutusaidia na sisi bado tutaumia.
Kuongea na wenyeji hapa juu ya sheria mbili ambazo tunataka kuzitekeleza zaidi. Sheria zenyewe ni ile ya kwanza ni Kenya Maritime Authority Act ambayo ni KMA Act 2006 ambayo inatupatia nguvu ya kuregulate sekta hii ya Kenya.
The government has raised alarm over yellow fever outbreak in the country. According to the Ministry of Health, the first case was detected on 12th January 2022 in Isiolo County, with 15 other patients presenting symptoms of the virus. Health officials say 3 out of 6 samples analyzed at Kemri turned positive. 3 of the patients have to date succumbed to the virus, as health officials warn of a possible spread in at least 10 high-risk neighboring counties.
In a statement, the Ministry of Health says it is on high alert following rising cases of yellow fever that were first detected in Merti and Garbatula sub-counties in Isiolo County since the beginning of the year. 15 patients have so far presented with symptoms, the youngest being 11 years and the oldest 65 years of age. Majority are said to be young adults, though males are most affected. 3 of the patients have died. But the ministry says urgent measures need to be taken after 3 out of 6 samples analyzed at Kenya Medical Research Institute turned positive. Counties such as Wajir, Garissa, Marsabit, Meru, Samburu, Baringo, Elgeyo Marakwet, West Pokot and Turkana have been identified as high risk and are advised to mobilize resources to support response and prevention activities. Ministry of Health, however, says national incident management structures to manage the outbreak have been put in place, and it is seeking to establish the magnitude and extent of the outbreak in Isiolo and neighboring counties. Health officials also are planning to conduct yellow fever vaccination in Isiolo and the identified high-risk counties, also including Tana River and Mandera. Yellow fever is an acute viral hemorrhagic disease transmitted by infected mosquitoes of the Aedes species. Symptoms of yellow fever include fever, headache, jaundice, muscle pain, nausea, vomiting and fatigue. Kamchemenza for Lunchtime News.